Verdade. Bem lembrado isso. Shout-out pra toda a galera nos bastidores, tanto da AGDQ quanto da Speedruns Brasil. Tem um esforço descomunal e da comunidade pra fazer rolar. Eu fico muito feliz.
Rightly so. Hello, my name is Listar. You might have seen me from the Mega Man 3 DOS run yesterday. So if I'm tired, I stayed up till like all through Bad Games Block. But that's okay. We're here for Darkened Skye. Let me introduce my couch. This is Author Blues. Hi. Been on every single couch I've ever been on, basically. This is Nick's Report. Who is, I guess you like. They're both runners of this game.
Eu não entendi o teu ponto, Whiplash, mas eu vou só ignorar porque não faz diferença.
Because it is very important to understanding the deep and intricate lore of the Skittles universe. So, let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, those are going everywhere.
They're gonna explode, Liz.
É mulher, Dogueira, e isso não faz diferença alguma.
No, probably not. The answer is probably no.
I don't want to use my teeth on stage.
O rapaz que tá abrindo ali os Skittles pra ela é o Author Blues, famoso já nas participações dele no AGDQ.
The Sacred Ritual.
Ex-host do podcast The Frame Savers.
These are weirdly warm.
Don't look at me.
He's warm.
There you go.
I miss you, as always. Where
This
are
game
you?
looks so serious. Like,
Why didn't you return from that voyage?
it's like a dramatic experience.
What's the meaning of this talisman you left me?
Yeah, it's really cool until she pulls out the Skittles.
Me?
Oh,
Who
sorry.
am I?
We don't know it's a Skittles video game yet.
Tell me, please,
Right.
'cause if hurting Dwentles is
So,
my
who wants more
destiny,
Skittles?
I'm in for
Esse
Earth.
cabelo me lembra a atriz do filme O Quinto Elemento,
The box
que era um cabelão curtinho,
Skittles,
bem laranja.
the trademark line at the very bottom, it says, you know, Skittles are a registered trademark. Other than that, the box did its best to expunge all record of this even being related to Skittles.
They just didn't want to know.
Hey, reminder while you're watching this is a Skittles game.
Oh, yes. Bright colors are a symbol of rebellion after all. What will be outlawed next? Smiling? Breathing? Metabolizing?
Got him.
That Dwendle's in trouble.
Olha, Bruce, sugiro tu olhar CGs da Square e da Blizzard
I love how the Dwindle looks like it's
nas
part of
antigas.
reality.
Eram fenomenais, já muito à frente do seu tempo.
If there's one thing I'm really glad we could have brought to the AGDQ stage, it's mouth
We're
noises.
not supposed to leave this property. Come.
I'm so sorry.
What in the rainbow's name?
Could it be?
Bless the rain.
O Author Blues tirou um sarro por causa do barulho de mastigar que os Skittles faz. E aí, tipo,
Worked real hard on that Skittle.
se tem algo que poderia trazer pro palco da GDQ, seria barulhos de mastigar.
Speaking while eating for DQ. I need to put away these Skittles. I really like Skittles, actually.
I do not.
And you're one of the runners of this game.
I know, I paid my
Confesso
dues,
que eu
I
não
ate
sei,
Skittles,
fechou.
alright, now I get to
Eu vou
talk about
descobrir
the
junto com
game.
vocês.
That was the deal. I'm glad that they let us play this cutscene because I feel like this clears up pretty much all questions.
Yeah, everyone.
Agora
everyone's
deve
got
ser
the
umas
lore.
7h30 da manhã,
On this one.
Do you have the
7h49
lore
no
book
caso,
with you?
ou 8h49 por aí,
Please
não
turn
sei
to page
exatamente.
85.
A young female in Lindora just found one.
Not the right voice.
Hey,
Hey, Necroth!
Necroth, there's a Skittle. Oh God, don't say that
That's
word.
what he said.
Female. That's so uncomfortable. Okay, we're ready to go. So, who wants to count me down?
I will.
Good.
Actually, we all will.
I'd hope so.
Okay.
I'm busy with the
3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, welcome to Darkened Skye.
E vai começar?
Who likes Zelda?
Começou.
Because this game does. It's kind of, I would call it a Zelda em up.
Yeah.
It really wants to be Zelda. I hope you like the words "game saved" because they will be there the entire run.
Bom, a descrição
So it's a 3D adventure experience, and yes, it is a licensed Skittles game. I don't know if you could tell from the orange Skittle.
A Liz Star descreveu que o jogo é uma wannabe de Zelda, que gostaria de ser um Zelda, e que é bom que gostem da palavra Game Saver, porque vai passar a run inteira com isso na tela, basicamente.
So I'm going to jump up here and then over here, and there we go. We're just going to go ahead and jump through the air. We're not supposed to go in here yet. We will anyway.
Yeah, you need a torch to get in here, otherwise there's like a...
Ela tá abusando bastante de save games, quick load e outras coisas.
Sometimes the cutscenes load and sometimes they don't. This game is real bad with that. So if it seems like I go into the menu for no reason, it's because I'm trying to skip a cutscene that did not actually.
Não é exatamente save state, mas funciona similar pelo jeito.
Run the best. It is like a 2001, 2002 PC game. It's also on GameCube. The GameCube version is way worse.
Yeah, she's having to run this game with DX story just so it runs at a reasonable frame rate.
Oh my god, yeah. Can you explain DX story? Actually, I'm about to do like.
Pra quem gostou do jogo, ela explicou que a versão do GameCube é muito pior.
In this game, you can quick save, quick load, and when you're on the ground, the game sort of keeps track of the fact that you are on the ground, and when you reload a save, it doesn't fix that, and so if you're in midair in your save, but you're standing on the ground, you can load, and the game still thinks you're on the ground, and so you can jump out of that save. So it gets heavily abused here.
A little bit. This is actually a new trick.
Então, o que acontece é que o jogo pensa que tu ainda tá no chão quando tu dá o load e permite tu abusar disso para fazer alguns pulos e pular e ultrapassar alguns obstáculos, outras coisas.
I'm gonna have to restart this level.
That's okay. It's right at the beginning of the level.
It is right at the beginning. Sometimes when you're doing, when you're flying across the level, they have invisible ceilings. And if you bop that invisible ceiling, you're going in the drink.
Yeah, so the issue here is that
em alguns momentos o cenário tem tetos invisíveis e que isso pode ou vai atrapalhar em alguns casos.
For you to jump after your load. But I was watching Liz play not too long ago while she was working on
tipo, esse bug de salvar enquanto tu tá no ar funciona apenas e exclusivamente se tu aterrissar no chão depois do save. Então, tu não pode simplesmente usar para flutuar por aí. Por exemplo, aí agora o jogo salvou porque ela aterrissou no chão.
Yeah, that breaks everything.
That breaks everything. The entire run is just ruined. Well, like, Authen had to go do a thing, and I sent him a message like, what have you done?
Yeah.
Because it literally saves like 10 minutes. Because there's a whole level that we just completely skip. We're just like, we get items in order to like go across this. We don't care about that.
Yeah, look away and the world record drops by like 7 minutes.
It is, okay. You have no idea how. So the setup I do for
aí nesse caso,
is, save is
o que ela tá fazendo é salvar no ar, dar restart na fase, daí quando dá restart na fase aterriza no chão, registra o save no ar, aí ela dá load e repete o processo para conseguir atravessar aquele intervalo de água.
There we go. We're good. Nothing happened. Okay. I call those lion birds, they suck. Anyway, so
E sim, eu acho que tem pouco de jogo nesse bug.
Y'all need to stop. When I land on them, I actually cannot save jump.
Yeah, it doesn't count as being on the ground if you're standing on top of the enemy, so.
Do this.
Yeah, actually, that's probably the.
Oh no!
It's okay.
Oh,
it's okay.
This game has so many, like, they're very easy. It's very easy to
Ela salvou errado.
It's definitely easy to overwrite your save, sort of as you're chaotically save jumping. This level used to be a lot longer until the reset jump.
Bom, Quem é que nunca salvou o state errado no emulador? Tá aí, ó. Acontece até em runs.
It's still going to be faster than the original version. Because as you can imagine, the original version did all the same things except for it had to path over land at each point. So it looked largely the same, just couldn't take a direct route to where it wanted to go.
Ooh. We've seen this level. We could do a donation or two.
Aí.
All right, that sounds good. We have a $500 donation from Jaw29 that says, honk, taste the rainbow, honk.
Me, perdeu o Moltres.
One
Me.
more.
All right, we have $20.20 from Dondarf Snowbonk that says, had to donate during my favorite streamer's run. So happy we can work together.
O Autor Blues explicou anteriormente que esse truque poupa literalmente 10 minutos da run e que tu esquipa uma fase inteira, basicamente, por causa desse truque.
I will absolutely do that.
Pra quem tá assistindo, eu já adianto que aparentemente esse jogo é Save Load Simulator, a stretch, mas não tira méritos da runner, porque tem que saber executar direitinho tudo mais, e rotas, e praticar e tudo mais. Então não é porque abusa desse glitch que ela não tem mérito, não praticou isso e aquilo. Pelo contrário. Quanto mais pesado em bugs, glitches e outras coisas uma run, às vezes mais difícil ela pode se tornar.
Unfortunately, are literally the best part of this game. I sometimes do what I call good cutscene %, where I just play the game, but also like if we walk by a cutscene I enjoy, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna play this. Maybe someday. Wholesome.
Sim.
There we go.
Como qualquer outra, eu não diria, porque eu não tinha visto nenhuma run que abusasse tanto de um bug de save game. Esses bugs são comuns. Tem jogos, categorias e coisas que usam bug de save game pra dupar itens, pra gold infinito, pra enganar e esquipar missões. Tem N motivos, formas e usos. Mas confesso que essa é a primeira vez que eu vejo uma run assim, abusando tanto, de forma tão importante. E como a gente já viu, é complexo porque ela salvou errado e perdeu muito tempo. Então é tenso isso.
Get used to game save, game load, and like the noise of the music just resetting awkwardly over and over and over again. You have to get into a rhythm in order to reset.
If only there were a keybind for restart level.
That would be unbelievably wonderful. One day, maybe.
Ela tá salvando e carregando, e aí ela flutuou pro buraco no andar acima.
It is pitch black down here, just the way Gru's like it, but thankfully we can get through here and climb the invisible rope.
Yeah, you're supposed to do like a whole puzzle to make that rope appear.
Nice.
The rope is actually still there. You can interact with it. It was just invisible.
Whoops. There we go. So we used to, because, you know, had to go through land, have to go into this tower and climb it. It is somehow faster to do this by like a good 20 seconds. It's shocking because it feels so slow and like such a slog.
I'm loving this because I haven't seen all of the changes that Restart Level has brought to the run yet, and I'm like, yeah, that's a straight line. You're absolutely right. That's going to be better.
It's I put a lot of effort into
Pelo que eu entendi, quem descobriu que dá pra abusar desse bug usando também o Restart Level, não só os morrinhos ali, foi o Autor Blues, mas que ele não viu ainda todo o potencial que isso desbloqueou nas runs. Então, pra ele também tá sendo um espetáculo.
Move on to the next section. Basically, the story of this game, of, you know, the very detailed.
E o Autor Blues, se não me engano, ele é o responsável pelo randomizer do Mario World. Então, ele contribuiu na categoria, no Hawk, nesse jogo, mas ele contribui muito na comunidade de speedruns. Ele é um pouco assim, embaixador da... mais ou menos meio que um Spike Vegeta da vida.
Quintessentially 90s, like the mouthy, sarcastic protagonist who's constantly breaking the fourth wall. I'm not saying good, it's just, it just is.
Com exceção do cenário e todo o resto, essa mulher, definitivamente, o personagem principal, saiu do filme Quinto Elemento.
Wow, reset jumping really changes that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a straight line.
I like this noise. It's so good.
It's my favorite song.
It sounds like a cat just trying to sing something and like not knowing.
Que nem eles explicaram antes, é bom que goste e se acostume com o barulho da música recomeçando o início da fase várias e muitas vezes.
The day that we discovered reset jumping, I was working on trying to get the cycle of this level down because at the end of this level there's a cycle where we just missed it, and I worked on like shaving off like half a second on this level to try, and I spent like an hour working on that, and I found a few like minor saves and just barely made that cycle, and I was so excited. And then Oth here ruined the run. Thanks, Oth.
Well, yeah, thanks, Oth. Used to be fun.
Oh, by the way, almost all of these glitches and all these tricks.
Ela disse que trabalhou hard para salvar algum tempo e tudo mais, e que o truque o Walter descobriu arruinou todo o trabalho dela, basicamente. E aí ela agradeceu, muito obrigado por arruinar o esforço e trabalho que eu tive.
Hope you like that noise.
Just a straight, yep. That we're just going out there, huh?
Yeah, we're just ignoring that entire cycle. You'd have to wait for those carpets to get to you. Nah.
Ela tá ignorando o ciclo inteiro pra atravessar tudo.
But yeah, like we said, the writing and the jokes in this game are a good part. We're going to still be hearing
Avisa pra ela pra não esquecer de salvar o jogo. Eu ri forte.
We'll be missing a lot of them. This game, oh my god, the story behind the creation of this game is great. I love telling the story. So basically, the company that made this game was kind of going through a bad time, right? And they were kind of low on funds.
Bom, Cezinha, é que nem ela falou na entrevista. Vai, joga o jogo e bate o tempo dela, então, ué. Ela fez um desafio porque ela quer mais gente correndo o jogo, quebrando o tempo, contribuindo para rotas e outros conhecimentos. Então, corre o jogo e bate o tempo dela.
Got very drunk, and then called him up and went, "Yeah, I'll do it, sure." And but only if I get to make it my own. So she wanted to add in like, you know, a lot of humor, a lot of like silly sarcastic, and kind of like, I call it weird fantasy, like this wild Skittles lore.
Então, flutuar pra cima e cair são coisas, são constantes bem presentes nessa run. E o game save.
Yeah, the world building here is
e o barulho da música reiniciando.
More than Skittles deserves, frankly.
I like Skittles. Oth is not a Skittles fan. Honestly, it's a surprise that you learned this game.
Sim, ela é a detentora do recorde mundial. O Autor Blues ali no sofá, ele é o segundo colocado. Só tem 3 pessoas na leaderboard. O Autor Blues é o segundo colocado. Não sei se o outro rapaz que tá no sofá é o terceiro. O Autor Blues tem 50 minutos e 22 segundos. E aí, ela em primeiro lugar tem 39,06. A run do Autor Blues foi 2 anos atrás e a dela 6 dias atrás. Então, uma diferença mundial. Uma diferença absurda.
you'd be wrong every single one of them.
Então tá aí, ó.
It's Simon
WR
Schuster, the
tá
book
fácil.
publishing company.
Se ela fez
You know what we need to do in the
otimização
90s is
e
we
submetou
need to
uma
make video
run
games.
6
So
dias
they made
atrás,
exactly 2
tá
video
fácil.
games, and they said, never mind.
I'm jumping over a cutscene to try and oh snap! I need to delete all these.
Yeah, there's a cutscene right there where one of the NPCs says, "Go back, you haven't finished everything." But if you jump over that cutscene, right behind it is another one where he says, "Great job on doing everything."
Did I just? You know, I'm gonna go ahead and double check.
Tem NPC confuso
So this is a little
There we
trick
go.
here. So there are
que diz
magic
que tu não
spells
terminou
in this
tudo,
game,
mas
and
aí
many
tu,
of them are
tu salva,
necessary
volta
for the,
e pra
completion
variar
of the
ele diz:
game, and they're
parabéns,
based
tu terminou
on
tudo.
collecting
Isso aí.
Skittles. So you actually collect Skittles throughout the
Ou
game,
seja,
and those
confusíssimo.
represent sort of mana that you slot in to earn the ability to use certain spells.
It's materia, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like materia.
I'm gonna show something real
O
quick.
NPC
This used
not
to be
like
the way
this.
over here. You see how Skye kind of stops moving for a bit? You can that counts as ground.
Yeah, that counts as ground that you can jump out of.
I'm very sad that we found a way to
Not do that anymore.
yeah, because the jumps are just the best.
So it's kind of an interesting detail here, but if you make a save in a level, and then load another save, just any other save, it really doesn't
Gutos,
matter,
ela.
and then come back to this level through a load, the game sort of gets into a state where the save has been what we refer to as dirtied, where the game says, I'm not quite certain of the state of the Skittles that you've collected so far, and you may be in a state where you wouldn't be able to use the spells that you need. And so when you restart the level again, it just goes ahead and gives you all the Skittles it thinks you should have up until that point. And so we actually use that quite a lot because, as you can see, Liz is taking the shortest path
Última
between,
vez,
the start and
ela.
the end of every level, which happens
Queira
to
tu
now be
ou
a
não,
straight
goste
line,
tu ou não,
fantastic.
te agrade ou não, não faz diferença, não importa, nem pra mim, nem pra ela, nem pra ninguém. É ela.
Absolutely necessary bits of magic that are required to complete the game, and so that technique is integral to this game being even remotely speedrunnable. Otherwise, rather than running through every single level straight to the end, we'd also have to route in going and collecting all of the little Skittles hidden throughout the stage every single place. So this game would easily be 2-3 times longer if we had to get those along the way.
Like I said, when I first played this game casually, well, not casually, but when I
Resolvido o problema.
speedrun and did all my routing with no glitches, it was 6 hours. It was the worst.
Só que eu acho que baniram o Bruce errado sem querer.
Because the first run I ever
Porque
did,
ele mandou mensagem na hora.
I got to the very end, and the final like puzzly area is you collect some items to get a password to then like open up a door to go to the final area, and unfortunately,
Desculpe, Bruce.
I was doing it, and then one of the people in my chat is like, "Hey, Liz, you already know the password."
Essa vida desse monstro, que no caso eu acho que é um boss, cai meio devagar.
So I soft-locked my game. So after that, I just got extremely angry every time I played this stupid game, and I just could not finish a run. So then Auth and Nix picked up the slack and took care of things. This is a very, very interesting boss. All right, there we go. You have to fight that boss 3 times casually, for the record. Thankfully, we only have to do that once.
This game is relatively interesting casually. I mean, this is a really ambitious game, and the sort of the end of the legend about this game is that when the game was completed,
aquilo são lâminas e ela caminhou em cima da lâmina?
And said, we'd really like to buy the license to this game and make it not Skittles related.
Bom, no início eles escreveram e ela falou que esse jogo tenta ser um wannabe de Zelda, mas eu não tô encontrando onde é que tá a parte do wannabe de Zelda.
So Mars said no.
Come on, friend. There we go. Just gonna go ahead and clip through that.
Talvez seja por causa do bug de save load e tal, mas eu não tô entendendo onde é que tá o wannabe de Zelda nesse jogo.
Yeah, the collision toward the top of that wall is very different than the collision toward the bottom, but you're not supposed to be able to jump that high, so it's not a problem.
One of the other great stories behind the creation of this game is that they contacted the Mars company after like writing the script and everything, and we're like, hey, is everything here okay? And the Mars company
Bom,
went,
Sansini,
yes,
nessa
everything's
parte,
fine. We just need you to
não.
remove one
Esse
user
jogo tá
per
mais
game.
quebrado que o
We're
outro.
like, okay, sure. And every single snake from the video game. And they were like, every snake? And they're like, okay, fine. You can have snake-like enemies, but no snakes. They specifically requested that, and I do not know why, but I mean, cool. At least we have snake-like enemies. So we're just
Pode
gonna
ter
go ahead and
inimigos que se parecem
put
com
that
cobras,
abounds.
mas
It's
não
so
podem
easy.
ser cobras os
This is the
inimigos.
Squelk ride. Say hello to the Squelk.
Hey, Squelk.
He's a good friend. Hey, Squelk. We have to collect all these gems and go on a very specific path. There's only one gem we can miss in order to have this be the fastest route. I did a little bit of practice with this because our old route basically had us go a little longer.
Pode perder só uma dessas gemas para conseguir a melhor rota do jogo.
There are like little like loading triggers on the path that we go on, and if we pass over them with 100%, then we continue. But our old path, it took a long time to get to that last one. Thankfully, with a little bit of extra trial and error, I managed to make it a slight bit faster.
O game save está na tela permanentemente porque cada vez que ela pega com sucesso, chega num local e pega a gema corretamente, ela salva o jogo, justamente para não ter que repetir aquela área caso... Ó, ali ela perdeu uma gema. Pelo menos me pareceu que ela passou sem pegar aquela gema.
Says definitively that the plural for the singular for Skittles, like, you know, a single Skittle, is actually Skittles. So that is a Skittles, is how this game puts it. Just so you know, I've ruined Skittles forever because it just sounds so wrong. We can do another donation.
Okay. We have $10 from I'm Just Jace that says, hey Liz, always good to see you around. Me and Scout the Death Puppy.
Confesso que eu não entendi tanto assim o sentido de que ela explicou que o plural de Skittles é Skittles e que o singular é Skittles também, e que isso arruinaria os Skittles pra todo mundo, só que tipo, eu pessoalmente não... Deve ser alguma coisa regional dos americanos, talvez, essa piada, porque pra mim é indiferente, não sou nem tão fã de Skittles assim, inclusive.
Yeah, that's a little faster than it was before. We basically had to do both paths in order to make it happen.
You okay, game?
How you doing, buddy?
You good? We good? Friend?
O bom é que se crash já tá salvo.
I'm sure it will cease loading in a moment, but I will go ahead and try it. Oh my gosh, yep, that is an experience. Let's woo! It is not a
Com base na piada, tá aí. Se
crash,
tá salvo.
Every single time I try to run it. Wow, that froze the mouse too.
It's all going down.
Ooh, power usage is very high on Darkened Skye. Why is my mouse frozen? Okay. There we go. I have freed my mouse. Against my better judgment, I will enter back into Darkened Skye.
We did it. O chat conseguiu e crashou o jogo só de sugerir que poderia acontecer.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing about this game is that the quick saves actually enter into the real save menu.
There we go.
So you can actually reload from them even if the game crashes.
Literally the worst level.
I hate this.
This is the worst level for two reasons. The first one is because all of it. And the second reason is because none of it is skippable.
Yep. Do y'all like Ocarina of Time speedruns? Because we now have infinite sword glitch.
Tá, ele comentou que esse é a pior fase. E o primeiro motivo é porque todo ele é horrível. E o segundo é porque não tem como dar skip nessa fase. Essa fase não tem skips.
It's an exploit, thank you. This is a pretty straightforward level for the most part until we get to the calendars. The calendars are what makes this level a nightmare. Also, just these tiger birds are constantly dive bombing you. The reason I got ISG is because now my staff is basically always attacking right on the end. So if one of those birds tries
Ou seja,
to dive
esse
bomb
jogo foi
me, there's a chance
desenvolvido
I can kind of
como sendo o concorrente da Skittles pro jogo do MMs ou Sansini?
by having it run into it, which can save me a little bit of life in the long run.
É ela,
We're going
Dante.
to go ahead and grab Polar Pulse.
Bom dia, WZ.
Jump on over here.
It would be convenient if it made them leave you alone, and so for right now, they will not.
Oh, definitely not.
Said an ancient creature holds the key.
So the idea of behind this level is that we grab these like, oh my God, stop it. There we go. We grab these like golden plates, and then we need to have this meat.
Eles fizeram pouco de bullying nela.
I guess word on there, and then that will awaken these friends, and they can do a little puzzle for us. Now we have our first purple Skittle, which is of course the best kind of Skittle, both in real life and in this game. It allows for some very fun spells.
Yeah, the purple Skittles are associated with all the best spells. So
here we go. There we go.
E levamos nós.
Just go ahead and jump on over here. Grab this health as a backup. Some of the calendars are pretty simple. Like that one was nice. The last one is an absolute nightmare.
She's being really careful to jump out the side of that because there's a huge loading zone right in front of that tower that spawns the sort of big bad in this game, and he'll just chase you around the whole stage if you try to ignore him.
Yeah, there's like 22 bosses in this game, and I think the speedrun.
Ou seja, tem uma zona de load que ele tem que tomar muito cuidado.
Oh, that's right. God, I don't even really view
porque ela carrega um bicho que é perseguido durante toda a fase, e aí é um pé no saco.
Alright, so we talk to this friend. Hey, do you have anything to give me? Gives me a spoon.
Yeah, a lot of stages
Acordou mais um golem.
You end the stage by going to a specific location.
Nice, uma colher.
You have to
Por que
bring
não?
an item to a certain place, and in order to get that item, you have to bring a different item to a certain place, and in order to get that item, you have to bring a different item to a certain place, and so the whole stage ends up being required.
E agora ela tá no fundo do poço?
This is the longest stage, and if it's not, it feels like it the whole time.
It's just one massive trade quest.
What? Why did you? It's like, nah, I decided against it. I'm going to kill some of these tiger birds while I can, because the next section will be doing a lot of rather specific movement, and I do not want them messing with me.
Ela tá matando os pássaros para eles não incomodarem depois. Porque, né, sabe o jeito. Movimentos precisos e inimigos não são muito agradáveis, não combinam muito juntos.
Please explain what I'm doing here.
So she has to hit each of the buttons a certain number of times, and since she's kiting enemies around to avoid hitting them, what she's going to do is she's going to go around in a circle and just hit the buttons the appropriate amount of times once per cycle. This is going to be the easiest way just because the alternative is sort of posting up in a difficult spot and trying to kill them.
Ela tem que apertar os botões, cada botão numa certa quantia de vezes. E devido a ter os inimigos ali perseguindo ela, é mais fácil de ficar correndo em círculos ao redor e ficar apertando eles conforme a necessidade. Então, se tivesse um botão que precisava apertar uma vez só, na primeira volta ela aperta e nas outras não aperta aquele botão. E aí é a melhor forma de fazer aquilo ali otimizadamente.
So now we can just get out of bounds constantly.
A mecânica de encolher e crescer, ela encolheu, foi ali naquele espaço e cresceu estando naquele espaço, e isso fez ela atravessar o teto.
Something, like I said, sometimes the cutscenes just don't happen. So when I'm doing a reset jump, I have to kind of wait for a moment to see, okay, is there going to be a cutscene? Because you can quick load during the cutscene, but it does not think you're on the ground. So I can't actually jump out of it. We're just going to go ahead and get small again. And,
ela explicou que tu pode dar quick load durante a cutscene, mas ele não vai compreender que tu tá no chão.
In addition to allowing us to go in a straight line
De
to the
novo,
end of the game,
out of bounds.
or the end of the level, this also avoids the just massive number of
Agora vai
enemies
esquipar
in this
pro
level.
fim do
This level
level,
has so
fazendo
many goblins,
esse
which
truque
usually
novamente.
I'm pretty for, but right now I kind of want to just get out of this
There's
game.
a ton of them, and they all have laser guns, and I'm not quite sure I understand that bit of lore.
Just gonna go ahead and get into a loading trigger.
Que ele não
and get to
entende
the next section.
essas armas de laser na
This is
lore do
actually the
jogo.
level where there's a section where it's like a big empty void, and we just got as high up as we could, and
Novamente usando o truque para subir em áreas
we
que
want
o
to
homem
be
jamais
bumping up
alcançou
against
antes.
the ceiling. There we go.
Lugares
So that we can get
onde
out.
a gente nunca esteve antes.
I think this is the stage where I mentioned the reset jump, because
Yeah.
there's a lot
Mais
of
ou menos,
spots where you
ó,
can cut
doutor. Ela
corners,
salvou
where you can
errado
try to, like,
antes,
jump over the void in
mas
order
ela
to
só
get
teve
to
que
the next
recomeçar a
interesting
fase.
spot. And Liz was on a
Que
really good
seria
run
mais ou
the
menos de onde a
time,
gente está
and
vendo ela dar
ended
o
up just
restart
having a
level.
really bad save jump in one spot and found herself
Dependendo do
unavoidably falling into
caso,
the void, which was a huge issue. And I
pode
said, you
só
know, if you
ser uma
find
perda
yourself
de
in that
tempo
position, I bet you could probably just
irrisória, porque se ela
restart the
salvar errado
level
logo no
in
início da
order to
fase,
solve that problem.
beleza, só correr um pouquinho mais.
Accidentally hit new
Mas
game, which is a serious
se for
issue
já mais pro
here
fim da fase,
that
depois de
I
alguns
wanna
truques
debate
difíceis ou
actually
que
here,
consumam
because
tempo e tal, aí é
there
mais
are
tenso.
some invisible ceilings, and I'm actually doing a strat I kind of just developed where I'm going under the level. We used to clip back in bounds and then out of bounds, and I kind of still have
Ela
that in even after
tá indo
discovery
por
reset
baixo
jumps, but we can kind of
do,
just jump to the end of the level here.
do cenário,
This part right here, you usually
numa
go back inbound
estratégia que ela meio
and
que
get, like,
descobriu
3
ela
rounds,
mesma,
so, this
que ela,
was almost
que ela
certainly
desenvolveu
going to
ela
be
mesma essa estratégia.
And,
Não é à toa
then
que ela é
we
o recorde
enter
mundial,
back
então
into the level from
faz sentido
outside
até
of the
ela
level, and that's
ter
that.
otimizado algumas movimentações, algumas coisas.
Welcome to the Bone Zone. These are the Bonelands.
Agora ela entrou
This is a level where we need to collect a bunch of
de
items
volta
of
na fase pelo lado de fora da fase.
dead lady and try and bring her
E sim,
back
Evolutes, estamos vendo a
to
retransmissão
life,
oficial da
by
AGDQ,
basically
aqui
just doing
pela
these little mini
Speedruns
games here.
Brasil, com retransmissão em português.
None of the puzzles are particularly complicated, but each of them individually are needed in order to access these items. For a few of them, just executing the puzzle is fine.
Esse jogo aparentemente tem bastante puzzles. Acho que por isso que ela descreveu que ele é um Zelda wannabe, pela quantia de puzzles que ele tem.
Finding scorpions and killing them and collecting their venom, and each one of them gives you like 4% of a full vial of venom, so you'd have to kill like 25 of them.
And there are many things I would rather do than kill scorpions over and over and over again.
Tá explicando que tem que matar vários escorpiões, porque cada um dá mais ou menos 4% de veneno para um pote de veneno, e que aí tem que matar mais ou menos uns 25 escorpião.
We could just not.
Mas pelo que eu entendi, isso seria ou na estratégia anterior de run, ou na play casual do jogo.
I like the sudden noise of the feet that don't quite know where to land.
Ela caminhou sobre o fogo, sobre a lava ali por causa de uma magia. Não foi simplesmente do nada, casualmente sai caminhando no fogo.
Because of the firewalk spell being red materia, we have to wait a little bit for it to get back. Okay, I'm gonna need you to actually jump. There we go.
É, tipo aquela parada lá de caminhar sobre as águas e tal, só que tira a água e tira todos os outros superpoderes. Mas adiciona umas magias da hora. Ela vai clipar através disso. E por isso tá agarrando essa parede aí. Cara, Moisés ele não caminhou sobre água, ele abriu
Nothing wrong there.
o mar.
Everything's fine. Nothing is broken.
So now she has all
Mas
the
sim, o
items,
cajado tá certo.
associated with this woman that we're bringing back, so she has to take him back to the
Foi Moisés que abriu o mar, não?
specific location that will
Sei lá, não conheço suas mitologias aí
If you
muito
are a
bem.
fine Skittles connoisseur like myself, you would watch some of the commercials, and this lady is the lady on like the white horse from that one Skittles commercial. There's the one with the birds was that like the previous level.
Zero, eu não manjo sobre religiosidade porque eu me foco em coisas úteis pra minha vida.
All good.
Então, honestamente, nunca li a Bíblia
We're getting into
e
the
não tive
final
interesse.
stretches of the game. This is our last return to the main hubland here. This is a great friend.
Tá chegando mais próximo do fim do jogo.
He's basically just Billy Mays, and it's the best thing ever. We're going to go ahead and grab a boat in order to get into the other worst level in the game.
My least favorite by a long shot.
I hope you all enjoy noises.
Agora vai ir pegar um barco para ir pro outro pior level do jogo.
Out of bounds and then get into an area. We have time for one quick donation or two.
All right. We have $15 from Frankie Teardrop that says, it's always great to catch a run by Lizstar. The amount of positivity and humor combined with the horribleness of the game really makes it an amazing experience. Donation goes to the runner's choice.
Thank you so much. I've been told my superpower is making people want to play the video games that I speedrun. Does anyone actually want to play this game? I think this might be one of the things that weakens that superpower.
No one said it was a superpower for a hero, it's a villain.
Pelo menos é uma fase bem colorida, bem bonita.
So the concept behind this level is there are some vials of like rainbow drop magic that we need to get from these monsters.
Brian.
We're in 12 County right now, which is like a
Quebrei isso sim.
small people county. We have to get this one. There we go. There's just so much going on in terms of the sound design. This game does not, it's not quite like Sonic Adventure 2 levels, but it's pretty not okay. We're just going to quickly try and get through this though. It's mostly just quick platforming across this level. There are no glitches because this is another level where you have to like get all the items to...
The only way to complete the level is to bring all 5 vials, so you're gonna do it anyway. I mean, any glitches aren't
Faz sentido essa fase ser horrível porque esses insetos incomodam e atrapalham. Nossa. Nossa.
Okay. All right.
Metralhadora.
No, I'm picking up what you're throwing down, friend. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, is there health in here? No, there's.
Tá complexo
okay.
Pra ela todo esse espancamento.
They were just.
Ela deu sorte. Ela encontrou cura.
Usually I can make that on just 2 potions. We have time for another quick donation.
Okay, we have $5 from Rabbit Dumpling that says, here's $5 for my favorite goblin girl. I'll also donate 5 more.
Esse bicho é enlouquecido dos tiros. Tá numa sniper bem precisa.
Thank you. All right, so one of the last areas of the game here. This is the gargoyle cemetery.
Assim, o WR não. O WR quando ela salvou errado lá na acho que terceira fase já deu ruim.
Because no one will actually talk to her to explain it because you know it's a fantasy story and she because you know it's very self-aware. It quips about that. We had a friend, Drac, who we saw like once because I skipped all the cutscenes. He was floating there at the beginning. He has disappeared by this point, and we don't know where he is, which is unfortunate because he's wonderful and I love him. We also have another friend.
Labirinto mais sombrio.
What is his name? I just call him Pretty Boy. I can't remember his name though.
Oh God, I've got nothing for you.
No idea.
Darian, something like that.
Sim, Hart. Nós tivemos um hoje, há umas 3 semanas atrás. E tivemos também do Punch Out. Os caras mitaram demais e conseguiram WR na GDQ no Punch Out, na categoria 2 jogadores, um controle vendados. Pelo que eu andei lendo, eles fizeram 14/0 nas lutas. E durante a run inteira, eles tomaram apenas 3 hits não intencionais. Então, foi algo inédito para eles e que foi bem legal de acontecer durante a GDQ nessa categoria. Novamente crescendo num lugar para ficar out of bounds e ultrapassar barreiras do jogo.
But the little barrier that's preventing you from getting close enough to the door to use the key doesn't go all the way to the floor.
So we're just gonna mash that and get out of there.
Ou seja, como a barreira não vai... Ali tem uma barreira que te impede de ir até a porta e concluir ali aquele trecho. Só que como a barreira não vai até o chão, tu encolhe, passa da barreira e cresce de novo.
It's somewhat precise.
Ah, mais um?
Kind of on the seam between the two rooms in order to consistently get out of bounds. Yeah,
Quantos WR rolou nessa GDQ então? Nossa, foi bastante.
There we go. You gotta be very, very careful with this one because you do not want to clip back inbounds.
Assim, Mario 64 é um dos jogos mais... com a leaderboard mais concorrida ever. Eu acho que Ocarina of Time e Mario 64 seriam os mais concorridos. Não sei dizer, mas eu imagino que seja, porque a concorrência nessas leaderboards não é fácil.
There is a boss fight going on in this room. The big bad's kind of running around.
E lá vamos nós flutuar de novo.
But we're just not even. He's angry because I'm not even giving him the time of day. Just gonna go ahead and climb up here. Oh, something to note. You might see like these kind of like orbs floating. Yeah, memes. That are like, you know, like kind of oily black things. Those are the
Se arrependeu por não ter visto outras antes, Davi?
Oh my God, is that really what the game
É.
calls them?
I think so.
Paredes, barreiras e tal são apenas sugestões.
This,
não é nada necessário.
is a little temperamental sometimes.
Verdade, Celeste. O Mario Odyssey também. A leaderboard do Mario Odyssey explodiu de gente, bombou demais.
I mean, there's no way for anyone to ever get up there, so.
Can I get up, please? Thank you, friend. There we go. Got that.
This is
Não, Trauma Center não foi ainda.
Pretty much just like I mentioned earlier, where the whole level is centered around picking up enough of something. So you're picking up items to fill up that lantern.
The anti-skill, yes.
Yeah, the anti-skittle. And you use that to dispel a barrier right before the end of the level. But again, those barriers that they created, for whatever reason, don't go all the way to the floor. Like, this isn't so much a
Trauma Center é
glitch
dia
as
11.
if you use the spell to be small, you can
Não,
just
nem
avoid
me
the
assusta, eu
barrier.
também tô ansioso pra assistir Trauma Center.
Also, there's a boss fight that goes on right here, and after the
Mais
boss
uma
fight, you
vez,
have to
ficando
talk to
pequeno
this
pra ultrapassar
gargoyle
uma
in order to
barreira.
end the level. You don't have to do the boss fight in order to talk to the gargoyle.
So this is the final area of the game.
Ele falou com o Gárgula antes. Teoricamente ele deveria matar o boss e então falar com o Gárgula pra enterrar a fase. Mas ele não precisa matar o boss pra falar com o Gárgula. Então ele foi lá, falou com o Gárgula e acabou a fase. Verdade, galera. O Trauma Center dia 11, se puderem, apesar de ser 5 da manhã, todo mundo compareça e vamos prestigiar o nosso BR lá na GDQ. Correndo um jogo bem difícil, bem preciso.
So it plays a little cutscene, and then the whole platform is kind of deadly. If you just fly over to the platform, again, none of that.
We skip a boss fight in a cutscene by just jumping over the.
Olha, contemporâneo, eu vou te dizer que se torna um hábito muito agradável e que tu vai querer assistir todas, porque é um evento muito legal de assistir. Mas seja bem-vindo e espero que goste.
Never worked once every time I've used it. Every time people are like, "What does that do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." But whatever it is, I'm sure it's awesome.
But you could.
Trauma Center é sábado às 5 horas da manhã.
It's not so much about creating the wizard. It's not so much about creating the wizard.
Mas, assim, não é difícil de ficar até 5 da manhã e assistir o Trauma Center, porque sábado tá repleto de jogo bom. Então aproveita sábado, fim de semana, descansa de tarde ali e tal. E emenda os jogos bons, tudo que vai ter na sequência.
Darkened Skye is a hilarious and charming game, and it's always fun to watch it be played. Love supporting a great cause and watching awesome runs and awesome runners.
Thank you.
So this is the final boss room. This boss is kind of interesting. From a casual perspective, we're able to subvert a lot of what he tries to do in here to make him.
Pois é, mas já mudou.
But the boss itself is kind of interesting. There's this sort of give and take where he is preventing you from doing the platforming you need to get to where he is, which is the main thing Liz is skipping here. And then on top of that, the way
a gente tá perto do fim da run.
Combination of first stunning him, then hitting him with the spell. And so it's kind of an interesting fight to do casually. We're not really worried about any of that because Liz is just going to fly straight over there and then really just mess his day up.
This guy can crash the game, and during my Frame Fatales run, he absolutely did. Hopefully he shouldn't, because Why am I not jumping? Okay, fine, let's try that again.
I think he crashed my game in America.
Ela disse que ele pode dar crash no jogo e que durante a run dela no Frame Fatales, que é uma...
Not very nice.
Que é um evento, uma maratona de garotas fazendo speedrun, ele crashou o jogo.
He's a very, very excitable boy. So I'm going to see because if it does crash,
que ela tá na expectativa de ele não crashar o jogo dela.
But that doesn't kill him. Bringing his health meter does not kill him. It just stuns him temporarily. He'll refill his health. But you have to hit him with the Heart of the Rainbow.
And then you wait for like 20 seconds for some reason?
Yeah, we'll tell you when time is.
Time is very soon.
It's gonna...
Oh, Heart of the Rainbow!
Já vai setar aí?
Taste the rainbow! There we go, taste the rainbow. Boom! Time.
All right, so this cutscene's actually really good.
Yeah, we have to see this cutscene.
And we got
47-16.
So,
very important.
It's very important for.
This is really gonna bookend everything. At this point, you'll understand fully what's going on here.
I'm here at the start now, right?
You just made it for the beginning of the run.
Perfect.
Ah! Hello, friend. This beautiful, like, early 2000s CGI.
Heart of the Rainbow.
It won't work that way.
That's Skye's mom, by the way. We completely skip her in the run.
But it's too powerful. You'll be killed. No, Skye. Quite the opposite. I'll live forever. You'll understand in time. I told you I would never leave this world without saying goodbye. Goodbye, Skye. I've always been with you, and I always will.
The only thing that can cheer me up in this.
Ela avisou que nunca deixaria esse mundo sem se despedir, e aí agora se despediu.
So serious.
Infinite cosmic power.
Agora tá com o raio arco-íris.
Your mom becomes Skittles.
Comendo mais Skittles.
Great.
Então, Bolas, pra mim, eu tenho
uh,
certeza que basearam a personagem do Quinto Elemento.
I suddenly feel ill eating these.
Where is...
May as well be talking to the back end of a Dwentle.
And that's it. That's Darkened Skye. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone.
E
Yeah.
era isso.
Bye.
Darkened, Skye.
Man, I am still